Cell tower ordinance. It's a discussion item. And who would like to start with this? It says BOCC.
Well, I think that you and I were on a conference call
Yep.
a week ago or so, and were presented with some information, and I think Pat's a little bit familiar with it as well. And with cell towers just seeming to be prolific nowadays, the constituents have been asking us to look into an ordinance, I think, more substantial than what we currently have. And so there's some examples out in the community, and we're just here to discuss.
And if I could, just for Commissioner Eberlein's benefit, what this is basically we're discovering that the carriers are steamrolling boards like ours throughout the state, throughout the...
Somewhat familiar with
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
We had cell towers back in the day, too.
Well, no, I get that, but what this discussion is to have a very systematic approach within our ordinance that really gives the county a little more control over the process. We've already been through one lawsuit and lost. We have a second one pending, possibly?
Yes, it's currently under advisement with the judge,
Yes.
so.
So this ordinance, I think, could make a difference as far as having a very systematic approach that doesn't say no, but says yes with these specific conditions.
And with this litigation that's passed and with this issue, coming up, I've actually taken the liberty of looking at certain cities' ordinances in this county, Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Hayden, and Dalton Gardens. And I've actually come up with a draft ordinance for the county that is based on all four, but mainly derives language from the Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls ordinances. The reason being is I think they accomplish the same purpose as the Dalton Gardens ordinance, but they're less unnecessarily wordy and complicated. They can be understood relatively easily by not only the wireless carriers, but by lay people as well. But they are more involved and systematic, as Commissioner Matari stated. And we'd like, lost my train of thought here. Anyway, it would provide, it would encompass not only the towers we've seen, but also what are called small cell towers that are often placed on buildings and cover less of an area, but with more robust 5G. I don't expect that to be a big issue in the unincorporated county, but it would also provide uniformity with the various cities in what our regulations look like. So we'd like, seeing this item on the agenda today, I was going to ask for your consent to go ahead with the process of that, actually adopting a more involved, robust, systematic wireless communication facility ordinance. Ours currently is fairly minimalist in the grand scheme of things.
Questions?
I probably would just like to take a look at it for myself.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's fine.
because I assume you're putting it before the planning commission and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
if you guys want to take a look at that and and then give thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle with some changes or whatever, that's fine. We would definitely want your blessing to go forward before we ever send it to the planning commission.
Questions?
I think it's worth a try.
Yeah. I'm curious. I looked at the Dalton Gardens ordinance.
Yeah.
What was it about that stood out compared to some of the other cities that you found unnecessary?
It's very duplicative of language in federal law, for one thing. I mean, the other ordinances incorporate some of the same language as well, but it just seemed to be very unnecessarily wordy.
Because, well, the wordy part I understand, but like the components I thought were well crafted.
Sure.
in the sense of the thought process that was put in.
Coeur
So,
d'Alene, Post Falls, and Hayden are organized similarly.
so do they require the landowner, if separate from the carrier, to take on or be acknowledge the liability associated with the costs of
I
setting
have
this
to
up?
look at it, but I believe so.
So, okay, because I think that's a good thing to have in there.
Sure.
Does it include the annual checking of the frequency of the tower or the amount of radiation that it puts out? That the carrier is responsible for that once a year, but other people can come and they can check it as frequently as they want.
The radiation levels?
Yeah, where once you install the tower, there's a certain amount of radiation that that the FCC limits, but
Right.
no one ever checks that. And so in the Dalton Gardens ordinance, it actually said that at any point throughout a year, Dalton Gardens could go over there and check it, and then they were entitled to be reimbursed for that engineering report. So little things like that, I
I
think.
don't believe the other cities have that specific provision in it.
Yeah,
It would allow, when an application comes through, it would allow the county to hire a radio frequency engineering expert at the expense of the applicant.
mm-hmm,
So I know that's part of the Dalton Gardens ordinance as well.
yes.
But the provision you mentioned just now, I don't believe is in it, but certainly could be added.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I liked about the Dalton Gardens one,
Okay.
because it keeps the carrier in check
Right.
as far as
Making sure they comply with FCC requirements.
Exactly. Another thing that I liked, oh gosh, what was it? This is what happens when you get older, you start to forget things, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel you on that.
Yes, exactly. But there were so many great little components within that ordinance that I thought were really, the data. We get these maps. There was one situation where we got a map from a guy who was sitting at a desk in Seattle, and he just provided us a coverage map and said, here you go, there's no coverage, right? And I don't remember the exact term, but where they actually have to have someone driving around and documenting.
Drive test.
Yes, the drive
I
test.
think that is in the other, in the draft and in the other cities ordinance.
Okay, so I'm good if you do this as far as mitigating redundancy in language, but
Let me tell you,
I really
let me-
like what the
yeah.
Dalton Gardens one has, because I think they hired this
I
attorney that
wanna-
we listened to.
yeah, I think I want to compare the
Oops.
draft with the Dalton Gardens ordinance one more time. I mean, I can send what I have to you and then, but also do the comparison and send possibly an amended.
I would do the comparison first.
Okay, that's fine.
That way we're not rereading stuff, but, because, I mean, it's 50-some pages, the ordinance. I mean,
Right.
it's a lot of language.
Yeah, and I'm trying to avoid the 50-page, but including the good features from that, like you were
Yeah.
stating. So I think I want to compare that one more time. Now that I have a draft together, it'll be a lot easier to compare.
Yeah, and and this is just something from my own personal experience, but when you are working with attorneys that have a specialized area of expertise,
Right.
they know all the little things that you have to be thinking about in an ordinance or a contract or
Right.
what have you. And so I would not want us to walk away from that benefit.
Right.
Because they even reference Second Circuit on some case law and things like that. And that may be the predominant circuit for this 96 Telecommunications Act. I don't know.
To an extent, I think it's probably the second and the ninth, to be
Yeah,
honest. And of course, we're in the ninth.
and
so
I
that's
agree with
fine.
you. Yeah, and then that changes too. The ordinance becomes out of date if there's new case law that could circumvent that, or,
It can, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and I think that's where we're at with our current ordinance, so I think everybody agrees we need something.
Yeah. I'm good with it. I look forward to it.
Okay. Will do, guy.
So, any other
Correct.
questions, comments?
Yeah, Commissioners, if I could just clarify, we went ahead and put the drafts on the Plan Commission review for this Thursday, merely as a discussion item, just so they know that we're thinking about this. My preference is, it'll be a short discussion with the Plan Commission, say, we haven't finalized anything, you haven't actually authorized yet. that we go forward with this. I just want to make them aware of it. Are you okay with that?
Without handing them a document, any draft ordinance, yes, I'm okay with
Well,
it.
I need to retract that because
I
we've
would
already given
retract
it
that.
to them electronically.
Okay.
So we can just, yeah, I think David would just say,
It's
we're
in the
working,
middle.
yeah, we're working on, possible changes to it before the board gives the okay.
Or send them Dalton Gardens.
Yeah, if you want to
They
send
can
them.
look at that.
Send them, yeah, we could do that.
Well, actually, I already gave them what you had.
But
In
also,
electronically.
and also give them Dalton Gardens.
Well, I gave them everything you gave us.
Okay. I don't know if that included Dalton Gardens
I
or
don't
not.
think it did. I think it
Okay.
had this fourth,
Let me
city
s-
comparisons.
Let me send it to you
Okay.
and then you can send it to the commission.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, take care of that. And just to let you know I won't be here
I know.
tomorrow or Thursday.
I remember. That's
Okay.
why I wanted to have this conversation now.
Anything else?
That's it.
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions?